She got jealous.
You showed what you wrote about your dad to your mom?
And she got jealous.
Tell her you missed the call for submission for motherhood.
Yeah, I did. I gotta write something for her now. Yeah. She not
Oh,
gonna like it.
she liked it.
No, no, I'm saying about her, she's not gonna like it. I'll be fighting with my mom. My mom thinks she's 18 years old.
That's good. Good energy. It's better que ella te tira en una cama haciendo nada. It's best she lives, her life to the fullest.
True.
Because so many elderly people. How old is your mom?
61.
Okay. Mine's is 74 and she's traveling with her boo. So
Is that right? Yeah, 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 yeah.
so I rather have
Her
that.
boo.
I'd rather have that. My mom traveling and she's active, she exercises, she runs, she's all over the place.
That's nice. Oh, Greg Duran is in.
Greg was here last week talking about moms.
Yeah, I had a good talk with Greg the other day.
Good morning, everybody. Okay, Miguel,
Yeah.
um, ladies and gentlemen, today I am not teaching the writer salon. Yay for me. I get to put my time into other stuff like planning the 2026 writers retreat. um, so today we have Miguel Castillo. Miguel is working on his second MFA because one wasn't enough. Okay. He is ex-Marine, was it? Is it? You're ex-Marine?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Ex-Marine,
Forever.
A Dominican father, mentor, teacher. He also works in the gym. So if you need, somebody, a trainer, también he does that. But his concentration is memoir writing. So this is your connect right here. And he's teaching today's workshop on Dominican fatherhood. We're not here to bash our daddies, but to write through our complexities. Okay. So I am going to pass it over to Miguel so that he could, take over. Miguel, remember each prompt is like 10 minutes. You could use the
Yeah,
app.
I have my timer. Yeah, yeah.
All right, está bien.
Set up
So
right here.
take it away.
All right, guys. Good afternoon, everybody. So, like, Angie was saying, my name is Miguel. Everybody can call me Mike. Let me see how many people we have here. Hold on. Oh, nice. Awesome. All right. So welcome everybody. George, what's up? Greg, what's happening? Everybody. Good morning, guys. So today's theme, we're going to be talking about fatherhood, right? And let me just pull up my thing right here. All right, Angie, so I'm going to take it away, all right?
Go ahead.
All right. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
All right, perfect. All right, perfect. All right, guys. So today's workshop title, it's called Papi Ain't Perfect, right? Rewriting Dominican Fatherhood. We're going to be exploring the fathers we had, the fathers we became, or the ones we still trying to understand. This session is going to honor the complexity of Dominican fatherhood, presence, absence, healing, joy, grief, and growth. This is a picture of me, my brothers, my dad. My father was a complicated man. Somehow he was there all the time and not at the same time. It's weird, right? Anyway, he taught me everything and nothing, right? But it wasn't his fault, right? He did his best, and only after me myself became a dad and going through everything that I've been through, right, am I able to understand everything that has happened, that's happening, and it makes me love him even more. Let me actually make it a little bit bigger as well so we can I'm gonna read one more slide and then we'll talk a little bit and then we're gonna go right into the prompts, right? So yeah, guys, I'm honored to be here doing this session with you, right? We're going to be writing about Dominican fatherhood, right? Whether that means, the fathers that we had, what the ones that we're trying to still make peace with. Dominican fatherhood is deep. It's legacy, it's culture, and contradiction. Me myself, I come from a long line of men, right? My grandfather was a Dominican Navy man. He was a boxer, a mechanic. He had 11 children, 9 boys and 2 girls. And with my grandmother, he built a crazy dynasty, right? I have over 30 cousins, most of them men, and I grew up surrounded by father figures, men who ruled hard sometimes, too hard, maybe, but they always showed up. If Dominican, you know how we guys do. But I always had a place to go, somewhere to eat. They all claimed us, my tias, you know, it was my family. It wasn't easy, but it was constant. I had more than 7 homes where I could walk into and everyone knew my name. All my tias would hug me, scold me, love me like I was one of their own kids. And that's what I want my kids to know, that love, that pride, that presence. Everything I know from my grandfather, my uncles, my tias, and I try to pass that down to my own kids. My kids, they don't box like how I did, but they love sports, they love movements, baseball, basketball, football, dance, acting. And I want them to feel what I had growing up. I want them to know that they're loved, protected, guided, even when I don't always get it right, right? um yeah, these new kids are wild. My 9-year-old threatens to call the cops on me if I take away her iPad, right? I'm raising anarchists and revolutionaries. Anyway, guys, this space today is for all of us, right? For all of us to write our way into understanding whether your father was a giant or a ghost, right? Um, and let's try to unlearn some of the stuff that we were taught. This is a time to explore, to heal, to celebrate, to reimagine, and to have fun. So, mi gente, let's write con corazón. All right. Anybody want to say anything? Talk. Hi. Good morning.
Hey, Miguel.
Hey, what's up, Marine? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. This is gonna be an interesting one. I was raised by a woman, so that's gonna be a
Yeah, it's all
different.
good, man. Si tu mamá era tu papá, that's all good también, because like fatherhood comes in a lot of different shapes and forms, right? Like
No, yeah, yeah,
some of us no tenía papá, some of us only had a papá, some of us um had uncles, so it's like fatherhood is real different.
yeah, yeah.
So let's just have fun and write about it.
Does anyone want to share what attracted them to this workshop today?
I will share. Sorry. So basically it's so funny because this is like cosmic. But last night, me and my two sisters were on like WhatsApp video talking about our father who passed away, and like, I got to spend the most time with him, but then my little sister only knew him for like 8 years when he passed. So like for her, is her memories, like her feelings are so different from mine, who knew him, for so long. And then we were talking about like grief and how like our father was different, a different father to all of us, and how we are grieving him differently, and how that grief continues. And we were talking about the importance of like processing those feelings and all of that. And then this morning I was like, okay, let me register for class, and it was about fatherhood, and I'm like, oh my god, like the universe, we're connected.
Qué bueno.
But that's
Oh,
what brought me here.
That's good. So Idanmi, I hope that you're responding to our call for submissions on fatherhood.
um let me look into that. But um I think it definitely would work for me, because this is
Yes,
a good time to write about
please,
that.
please submit. I will share it. Um, I will share it in the chat. It's only for Dominican writers, because we're writing about Dominican fatherhood specifically. And so if you're Dominican and and the call for submission resonates with you, please, send us your piece. Is there anyone else? Anna, have you been here before?
Yeah, I've been here before.
Why you gravitate to this workshop today?
Um, Similar to Idami, same thing with losing my dad, and I think I'm still struggling. It's been what about
Are
5 years?
you Idalmi's sister?
Yeah,
Ah, you guys have
Hi.
similar voice.
yeah. People
Okay.
tell us that.
All right. So Anna, I expect you to write about your fatherhood too for this call for
Okay.
submission. Un reto, un challenge for you. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Um, who else wants to share? Patricia, Eddie. Eddie, I know you probably with your kids at soccer. Did he leave? Yeah, he left. No?
I'm here.
Um,
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. Are you in the
It's
soccer field with
Angie.
your kids?
No, it's a track and field. I'm in Queens.
Track and
It's
field.
as a track and
Okay.
track meet.
What
Eso no
attracted you to
pasa.
what
He goes,
attracted you to today's workshop?
um, what everyone has been saying, the relationship to the father, and I like the great intro, which was, our fathers led complicated lives, and he is like a ghost and a giant at the same time. So thank you for this.
Okay, thank you. What about you, Patricia?
So for me, this kind of connected with themes in my manuscript because I'm revising a YA novel and it's about a 17-year-old girl who is forced to spend the summer with her estranged father in the Dominican Republic, and they haven't seen each other in 12 years. So it's kind of about that absenteeism. So it connected with themes from the novel. And then I recently did write a poem kind of connected to this called The Hero's Journey, which I am gonna submit, Angie. I just haven't done it yet.
All right, thank you, everybody. Miguel, you could continue.
Okay, all right, so let's go. I think, Nakia. Hi, Nakia. George, what's happening?
Hi.
We can't see. Okay, yeah, we
Yeah, no,
can
no,
see your screen.
I'm putting it back right now. All right, guys, so let's start with the first prompt, right? So, all right, prompt number one. Let's write about the moment we realized that our father wasn't a superhero, right? The moment that his armor cracked. Maybe he cried in front of you, maybe he failed, maybe he didn't show up, or maybe for the first time you saw the weight that he carried. Where were you? What did it feel like? Did it bring you guys closer or did it push you away? What did it teach you about him and about yourself? Write about that time that the myth broke and the man appeared. So all right, like Angie said, I'm going to start my timer. I'm going to set it for 10 minutes. And guys, write freely, right? Like just free writing, whatever comes to your mind, just put it down on the paper. Don't worry about it. It can be real sloppy and stuff. The most important thing is that you get everything out the most that you can in 10 minutes. And then tonight, tomorrow, next week, you can go back on it and expand. All right. There's no wrong way to do this. Just write. All right, guys. So I'm gonna put my timer for 10 minutes. And I'm gonna do this exercise with you guys. All right. So let's go ahead and start. The timer's on, guys. Guys, we're hitting the 4-minute mark. One minute. Okay, guys. That was prompt number 1. How's everybody feeling?
I really
Okay.
appreciate that one. Thank you for sharing that one. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. Yeah, no. This I was having so much fun. I actually don't want to stop writing and go away. That's my 9-year-old. Yeah, I actually don't want to stop writing because I unearthed. I told myself I was gonna do this exercise yesterday, and I'm glad I didn't because like I really thought about some deep stuff, and I can't wait to go back to it either tonight or tomorrow. You know. But if everyone is feeling up to it, let's go to prompt number 2. And I'll go ahead and I'll read as well. All right. Prompt number 2. Things my father never said, but I heard anyway. Write about the lessons that came without words. What did his silence teach you? His hands, his work, his absences. What did he say with his eyes? What did he say with his hands? What did you learn by watching him move or not move? What did you feel in what he didn't say? Write about the unspoken language between you and your father, what you heard, even when he never said it out loud. Oh, this is deep. All right, guys, I'm going to start the timer again. And let's hit those 10 minutes again. Go ahead and start writing, guys. Timer's on. Things father never said. Oh no, my pen is dead. Okay. No worries. Here we go. Things- I do not.
You guys were watching TV.
I know. I'm not. I'm in class. Don't go away. Get out of here. Go away. Bye. Go away. You can say hi. Don't say anything though. I'm in class studying. Go away. Bye. I love you. Quiet. Guys, we're running on the 3 minute and 30 second mark. You love before. Use your watch. All right. 1 minute. And time, guys. All right, guys. That was that was a very deep one for me as well. Um, But let's go ahead and put our pencils down and move to the next prompt. Prompt number 3. Papi ain't perfect, but so keep that in mind, right? Start with that line and go, right? Papi ain't perfect, but um he showed up. Papi taught me how to fight. He made the best damn rice and beans on the block. But he tried even when he didn't know. Right, but right with love, right about the contradictions, right? Like I think my dad, like he was a good guy and a bad guy at the same time. So right about that tension, right about that truth, right? Let the sentence, let the memories carry you, right? Don't shy away from that messiness, right? That dichotomy, like go in there, let it linger, let it dwell, right? Because that's when you're gonna get the best ideas and the best memories. So don't be afraid. Dive into it and bleed it onto the paper, guys. I'm gonna set my alarm again and we'll go for another 10 minutes. Exercise. Go. we're at the 4 minute and 30 second mark, guys. We're at the 1 minute and 30 second mark. Okay, familia. That was an interesting 10 minutes for me. And I hope it was for you guys as well. How's everybody feeling? All right? Let's keep this momentum going and move right into the fourth prompt, guys. All right? Prompt number 4 is what I needed from my father that he didn't know how to give. Write about the kind of care you craved but never got. Affection, apologies, time, softness, safety. Maybe he didn't know how. Maybe he wasn't taught. Maybe he thought he was doing his best. Now that you're older, do you see it differently? Write about that gap. Write about that ache. Write about what you needed and what you've done with that need since. Oh, this is a good one. Let's go ahead and dive right in, guys. I'm gonna set the timer for another 10 minutes. Exercise, guys. Let's go. We're at the 5 minute mark, my friends. We're at the 1 minute and 30 second mark. And time, guys. That was another good exercise and tough exercise. Um, I was able to get some good stuff down. All right, guys, we're at 12 o'clock. Let's go ahead and move. I think that we can move through all of these prompts today. We have 7 prompts. So I think we can get through all of these prompts and still have a little time to talk at the end. So let's move on to prompt number 5, right? Um, the first time I became a father. And like I said, right? I do not want to exclude anybody, right? So like, you know, if you're a woman and you still had to take the role of a father, of a dad, and do both roles, please go ahead and share. There are no wrong answers, right? So just like whatever it is that you got inside of you, let it out and put it onto the page. Everything is welcome. All right, so prompt number 5. The first time I became a father. This isn't just about biology. Write about the first time you stepped up. Write about the first time you protected someone. Write about something you provided, right? Write about a time that you stayed. Write about a time that you listened, right? Even listening is a powerful thing that a lot of people don't do, you know? Maybe it was a sibling that you stood over, maybe it was your cousin, a student, a friend. Maybe it was the moment that you decided to do things differently. You know, you decided to break a cycle, you decided to stand up to someone. Um, you decided to be something that you never had, right? Right about that first time that you fathered and what it changed in you, what you learned from it, what how it has affected you. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the round for another 10 minutes and off we go. We're at the 5 minute mark. We're at the 1 minute mark, guys. Wow, this is moving too fast. And I'm not getting everything out that I want. And time, guys. Um, all right, this actually was a very fun one for me. I hope it was good for you. Um, guys, let's just go ahead and power through to the next two prompts. All right, prompt number 6. My father's voice in my head sounds like, let's write about our father's voice that lives inside of you, right? The voice that lives inside of your head that rings in your ears. What does it sound like? Is it funny? Is it a joke? Is it mean? Is it a warning, right? Is it a prayer? Is it a curse, right? Is it loud? Is it calm? Is it broken? Is it unshakable? Um, give him his accent, right? His sayings, his music, like the prompt before, right? His silences, right? Because silence has a voice as well. Write about the way that he still speaks to you, right? Even if he's not around. Is it love? Is it pressure? Is it a combination of both? Let his voice come through exactly how you remember it. Or even if you don't remember it, right? Like how do you envision it to be? Like what do you fantasize about it? Like do you still dream about his voice? Let's go ahead and put it down on paper, people. 10 minutes starting now. We're at the 4 minute and 40 second mark, people. Three minutes. One minute, guys. Okay, guys. Great. Guys, man, thank you so much for hanging in there. We're almost there. Let's move on to our final prompt, prompt number 7. Um, oh yeah, I like this one. Prompt number 7. Let's write a letter to our son if we have a son now, or if you're planning on having a son, right? Let's write a letter to our son or future son about what we've learned um about fatherhood, right? Write the letter that you wish someone had written to you. Tell them what matters, tell them what doesn't matter, tell them what to carry, what to let go. Write about your mistakes, write about your lessons, write about your love. Tell them the truth, right? That fatherhood is hard, or if it's easy, right? Right, that it's easy, right? Tell them the truth. Tell them that it can be beautiful. Tell them that it can be worth it, right? Write about your regrets, right? I didn't include that, but if you have regrets, write about that, right? Um, make it a warning, make it a blessing, make it a blueprint. Um, write it so that he knows that he's never alone in figuring it out, right? Like you never really stop trying to figure it out, right? There's no blueprint for fatherhood. So let's go ahead and take another 10 minutes on this 7th and final prompt, and then we'll talk a little bit at the end, right? I think we're doing great on time, so let's go ahead and exercise. Timer's on. 5 minute mark, guys. One minute. And time, guys. Wow, guys, I think we done. I know we're over the time limit, but I can stay a couple of minutes if anybody wants to share, if anybody wants to talk about what they wrote. If anyone has any questions, I can hang for a little bit.
I know we're past the 12:30
Hi,
end
Angie.
time, so if you guys need to leave, totally respect that, but it will be great if you stay to the end. Are people still writing? Miguel leave?
Me, no, I'm here. I'm here.
Are people still writing?
No.
Let me see. How many people do we have on?
Can we share if we're not Dominican?
Could you stop sharing?
Yeah, you want me to stop? Yeah.
Yeah,
can-
Miguel.
No worries.
Okay, this is the sharing session. Yes, Rosita, of course, you could share.
Okay. I wrote a whole piece about God the Almighty and how I
Okay,
don't.
keep it, Rosita, I will ask that because we're over the 12:30 that you keep it short. If you wrote something
know.
lengthy, just don't read the entire thing.
Uh-huh.
Just read a paragraph or two just to give everyone else an opportunity and so we could get out of here.
So, I was God the Almighty. I never liked God the Father, that old man with a beard and a white robe sitting in the sky, pointing a finger at me and ready to strike me down if I didn't walk the narrow and straight line. Okay, so so the paragraph about when I entered recovery in a 12-step program for severe addiction to food, I encountered an opportunity to revise my actual beliefs in God, the Father, and Jesus and Mary. The Holy Spirit somehow had ghosted me. The second step showed me that I had not utilized my deities to help me with my addiction. I felt that my spiritual well had been poisoned and I could no longer drink from it. The same step called for my making a decision about what kind of a God would I like. My sponsor had me write a wanted ad announcing my search for a God. I wrote about wanting an understanding and helpful God who did not resort to punishment. Being young in a 12-step program, I had yet to discover the second tradition, which stated that God was a loving God. That to me was revolutionary. What an earth-shaking idea that soothed my thirsty soul that was yearning for someone to care for me in the vicissitudes of my life. I needed a mommy and a daddy who were bigger than I, whom I could trust to help me with my problems. The 12 steps provided me a path on which I could search my own spirituality, which I felt was missing. That's about 1/3 of the whole piece. So it was wonderful. I was really dug into it. Thank you.
Thank you. So I noticed you didn't write about your actual father.
No, he was mostly absent.
So that was an opportunity for you to write about your absent father. Why didn't you take up that opportunity?
In the future.
Not ready to take that on?
Not today.
Got it. Okay. Anyone else wants to
Okay,
share?
you'll get there. You'll get there. It's not the same role for everybody.
Can I share?
Sure, Greg.
Greg, let's go.
Greg, what prompt are you responding to?
Number one, right about
Okay.
the moment you realize your father wasn't a superhero, the armor crack. I'll wait for him by the Galleria. He'll come pick me up. He'll take me to his house with his new family. That is how I picture it. I was his son. The story, though, was different. Are you coming? Are you coming? You promised that you come pick me up today. Yeah, I'll be there after work. Well, you promised, so I'm going to keep that one. This was Pueblo Nuevo, Dominican Republic in Santiago. Streets loud, music buzzing. I'll wait with my little backpack in the Galleria for hours. Then eventually, 4 days later, maybe a week later, he will call. Oh, want to come hang today? Some days I went. His new woman did not know what to do with me or where to frame. Always felt like the adding, between worlds, in between families. I was the big one, so I had to be helping my mother. Sometimes he would give me money, and as soon as I got home, my mother would ask, "Te dio algo?" There's no dinner food today. I'll hand the money. It felt good, but also another example of how I always had to have someone's back while no one was there for me. And slowly I learned to ask for less. Slowly the voice inside went into repression. Between my mother's beatings and my father's absence, something broke. I do not know what to call it, but just to say I was raised to endure, to count pounds of chicken and rice, to take the beatings and smile afterwards, to bury expectations and wants. America then took all that and hardened it, perfected the recipe.
Thank you for sharing.
Yep.
Thank you, Patricia. Anyone else wants to share? Jorge, you gotta unmute yourself. There you go.
Yeah, so I'll keep it short and sweet, but this was geared toward, I guess it's a bit of a mix between the first, second, and third prompts. Um, I'll just flow and stop whenever. So there were a couple times. Once my brother asked me to go up to my dad and ask for a Nintendo Power subscription. I think they sent me because I was the youngest and least afraid of my dad. I forget the settings, but he obliged. There was also one other time when my dad came back from ordering Chinese food. My mom snapped a photo of him and he got super upset. I guess either he wasn't ready for the picture or he didn't like them. Um, I wish I had a copy of that picture now. One of the last times I saw my dad, we had just arrived to DR, and I remember we were at my grandma's place in the capital, and I was crying and making a fuss because my mom wasn't with us, and I didn't realize how much that probably hurt my dad. Um, I do think that he cried that day. It was probably one of the first times I ever saw my dad cry. Maybe there was one other time. Um, I know that my dad worked for a union. I believe he used to mix the paints that were used on the roads out in the Bronx. I know that he would wake up super early, and he'd be back around 5 o'clock. And my mom would have dinner ready for him, and he'd take cold showers all the time. And my dad's hands were thick and tough, like a worn out mitt. Um, and he wasn't perfect, but he provided. And there were some nights where he'd go out with his boy Carmelo, and he'd not get home until like 6 in the morning. I imagine he must have been out doing his thing those nights. My dad was a pretty good looking dude with his mustache and dark skin. He kept the same crew cut I rock, and a number one with the mustache shaved down. Sometimes I wish I could talk to him about his childhood and what led him to leave DR and how he met my mom and what that was like. Yeah, that's all I got, guys. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you, Jorge. This is your first time here? You're muted.
You're muted.
Yes, it is. It is my first time.
What made you join today?
I've known Mike since we were in high school.
Yeah. George is my main dude, man, and also one of my favorite writers ever, man.
So you're a writer as well.
Yes.
Nice. What do you write? Memoir?
I write memoirs, poetry. I write raps. I do a bit of everything.
Have you published anything?
Not officially published, no.
Even literary magazines, call for submissions, contests, nothing?
I mean, maybe a couple things here and there. Like it's been a lifelong sort of journey. So I have published and I've recorded but nothing I guess to the point where I'd like it.
Okay. Well, welcome to our writers community.
Thank
We're
you.
here to encourage you to continue writing. These workshops happen every Sunday at the same time. And if you miss them, you could go on our YouTube channel and find them and take them at your own leisure. But we're here to help you throughout your writer's journey, whatever that may look like. Okay. So I hope you return.
Yeah. Thank you.
And
For
thank
sure.
you for joining us today. Idanme, do you want to share anything you wrote? Your
I
sister
don't-
left.
I didn't want to, but I could share something.
Go
This
ahead.
was really sad for me, honestly.
Whatever you can share.
All right.
If not, it's okay if you can't at the moment. Just asking everyone.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I think I don't want to share because it was too personal.
Okay, no worries. How about you, Eddie? You the last man standing.
Oh no, my God. Wait, can you hear me?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
we hear you.
Oh, so is there a particular prompt you want me to?
No, whichever prompt you want to share.
Okay. Okay. It is difficult for me.
Okay.
But here we go. Uh, uh, my father was a quiet man, a man of few words, but he was very likable and was always kind. Even though he always got into yelling matches with my mom, he never became violent. He was also an alcoholic. I know he loved her. His silence taught me much. He had this ritual every time he came home and dropped a bag of food and candy on the table. And he would walk to the bathroom and he would sit on the edge of the bathtub, remove his socks, and wash them by hand, and then line dry them. He did this every day. We had a washing machine, but I was, and I'm still mesmerized by the small gesture of patience and self-care. And I remember him washing the socks with his hand in the same motion that my mother used to wash some of our clothes by hand, with the same hand maneuver she used to wash clothes back in her campo at the river. The silences also surprised me. I remember in seventh grade when I was in junior high school, the fashion rave back then was wearing Levi jeans and the Tigre shirts and the double Adidas sneakers and belt buckles that had your name on it. They were bronze. My belt buckle said Eddie. One day, without me knowing, and in silence, my father, who worked in the Greenpoint section of Brooklyn in the metals factory, gave me my buckle that I had been looking for days. It was no longer bronze color, but silver. He had taken the buckle and shined it to a silver surfer shine. Well, I was distraught because everyone had a bronze colored buckle, and I thought I would be the laughing stock at school. Little did I know that when I got to school, everyone loved my buckle and were complimenting me for that whole week. I will always remember that small gesture of my father, who, without knowing, in his factory job, gave me a gift that I will always treasure. The end.
Thank you. Thank you, Eddie. So overall, the workshop was a success.
Yes.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Okay.
Mm.
All right, everyone. How do you feel, Mike?
Yeah, this was so fun. I can't wait to come on in and hop in and listen on the next one.
Okay.
So
Any
wow,
parting words?
yeah, let me read that thing that I wrote, right? The last slide. And I'll write it again later, but here before we close, guys, I want to leave you guys with this, right? And again, thank you to everyone who came. This was so fun. I love sharing and listening with you guys, listening to you guys. Like I said, listening is like one of the biggest things, and I'm learning how to do it now. But here we go, guys. Writing truth is like training for a fight, right? You don't just show up when it's easy. You have to show up with discipline, with purpose, and say it with your heart. Writing isn't soft. It's not just the art, it's survival. And when you're doing it right, it demands everything. I write because I have to. I write to escape. I write to run away. I write to rewrite the story I was handed. Sometimes I write just to breathe. People love me for my writing. It makes them feel good sometimes. Sometimes people hate me for it because it makes them feel too much. It makes them feel neglected. Because when I write, I disappear. I abandon. I'm selfish. I lie. I cheat. I steal. But I always come back with something true. And let me tell you this. You don't need an associate's degree or a bachelor's or a master's. All you need is time and isolation. You need to read. You have to read more than you write. Read stories that aren't yours. Read other people's lives. Then write what you read. That's how you sharpen your blade. You have to write with that same urgency. You have to write like it matters. You have to write like it's a fight. You have to write like it's love, because sometimes it's both. Anyway, my peoples, thank you for showing up, man. Just keep writing con corazón, and I'll see you guys when I see you.
Thank you, Miguel, for facilitating this workshop, and thank you for everyone who stayed here past 12:30. Have a good rest of your afternoon.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Hey,
Take
so
care.
nice to see you all. Peace.